Well, it's kind of smoky in here, almost like this hot rod was just running. Dan here, DD Speed Shop. So in the last couple of videos, we put this motor in, we kind of been screwing around with it, and well, the drama continues. Our little water neck appears to be leaking a little, which is a bit of a hassle. It's already pretty tight, and it's got a little O-ring in it, so I do think that this intake manifold has a little bit of a pitting issue. We still don't have any valve cover gaskets or anything like that. We gotta get bolts and gaskets and whatnot, and kind of a little bit of screwing around. But at this point, I'm tired of running it off of this crap and the push button start and all that. I want to go through and see what all of this stuff is, and we'll put a battery in it. Actually, we were at Princess Auto earlier. I got a battery, got a torch, and a whole bunch of miscellaneous stuff. So we got some really good battery connectors, and I got a bunch of welding cable, but we're going to go ahead and use that for battery cable. What else we got? Heat shrink, all the good stuff. A little solder. So we're going to make a bunch of fittings, or a bunch of battery connections, sorry. Clean this up a little bit and have it, I'm hoping, so it starts with the key. And, well, you know what I got to do is I got to get some throttle bracketry, because this doesn't have nothing. So that'll be on the list for tomorrow with all the gaskets and whatnot. So it's kind of never-ending stuff, but we are kind of getting there. It's making progress anyways. I did get some stuff for exhaust, so we can work on that. I'm kind of holding off because the floor braces that need to be repaired are going to be right above where the exhaust is. So, and I was hoping to kind of do that on lift, but everything's just kind of falling behind a little bit. Or maybe I just work too fast. I don't really know what the problem is there, but anyways, I think we might just get this all dialed together, wired up, and then we'll jack it up, maybe go through the brakes, take a look at those braces, see what we can get going on that. Just get that ugly work out of the way. And then fun stuff like interior, maybe put some wipers on this thing. I think I have an electric wiper motor somewhere for this thing, because we have one in the 55. It might even be in the 55 still, but my gray one, but it didn't fit because of tunnel ram issues. So we took it all apart and just hoped it didn't rain, which it didn't when we were on our last road trip. And then I think the last thing I do is track down a windshield and put that in. Unfortunately, everything is all cracked and no good, and it's got a bunch of trim and stuff to go in there, so this may be a bit of a job, but hey, yeah, we'll get her together, see where we end up with, and kind of go from there. We'll see if this thing can cool good and all that. It is an LS kind of deal radiator, so I don't know if that makes a difference on a small block Chevrolet or not, but it's in there. And yeah, mount the coil, kind of a few little odds and ends. We obviously have some brake line issues, clearly just touching and stuff, so we gotta replumb a few things here and there, but hey, no big deal. We'll get it all figured out there. One piece at a time. Hopefully that master is still working, actually. I never even thought of that. We may have to put a new one in. It looks a little goofy being the kind of modern style, which I'm not a huge fan of, so I might just order a new master cylinder just so when you pop the hood, it looks period correct of junk. But so this is just a bone stock 305. But it's got aluminum intake, Z28 valve covers, fender well headers. They're all rotten that I got from my buddy Josh for free a few years ago. But that's fun. Our total budget in this thing is next to nothing. It's all stuff I just had kind of kicking around and whatnot. Well, maybe we'll do a charging system too. I got a 1-wire fire on there, so we'll get it right taken care of. So I don't know what I'm going to work on next, but I'll start cleaning up a little bit, and then we'll come back and figure it out. Okie dokie. So Danny's back from her wild vacation.
Go sports!
So that should fit, maybe a little close there. Here's what I have done. So we have 12 volts, which is going to go right to the starter. The ground, so Tri-5s are actually kind of funny. They actually ground to the firewall. So what I did was I ran one wire here, which I still have to tape up to the firewall, and then on the firewall, like there's two together, two lugs, and that goes ahead and it goes into this. So this is also a ground, which is going to go on this. This is kind of still hot. I got to tape it, but that I welded just a bolt to the frame, so that'll go there. So now the battery is grounding the body. The body is going to the frame, and now what we're going to do is we're going to do the motor. So we have our little piece here. So we're going to go kind of from something like that to like that. Just make a short little cable here. I'll just kind of splice the end. So this is just 4 gauge, it's nothing too crazy. But this little thing has got 0 electrical to it, so I'm sure it'll be just fine.
What's that stuff?
It's flux. We're not fluxing around. No, I did get, so there's 2 sizes, 5/16 and 3/8, just because that's what I decided to use. Because there's only so many fittings there. Stay. Let's use a little bit of solder. Man, solder got expensive. You can also, I have one in Winnipeg. Put it together and you just smack it. It's like a little pinch thing, which also works, but I like solder it, let it cool off, and I just tape all the ends to go from there. Now I realize this is all black, so you have to be aware as to kind of what you're doing, but we can put a little bit of red tape or something like that on the positive there, but it should be, I'm thinking, fine. It's so hot. But ultimately,
splashing your hands?
Just kind of the cost of doing business. Okay, so we got that nice and toasty. Let that kind of cool off for a second. We'll do the other side right away. Mint. Not on the paint. Nobody cares. So again, this is just extra grounds, you know. You can't have too many as far as I'm concerned. Makes life easier down the road when if you're trying to track down like an electrical fault or something like that. It's hot. Life is just easy if you know you have good grounds, you're not screwing around and all that, right? That's the thing Purr probably tried to teach me 20 years ago, and probably about 5 years ago I was like, man, grounds. So
Purr, have you ever heard of these things called grounds?
Purr's funny, you know, he does watch these videos and he goes, yeah, there you go, good ground. I mean, I used to be, nobody cared, Scotch locks on stuff, just whatever, and it works, but then, you know, it's one of those things that it works until it doesn't, and then when it doesn't, it's a hassle. And now we're at the point, well, I'm at the point anyways, where you're kind of driving stuff and putting like decent miles on it, you're not just doing whatever. And stuff does break, which is fine, but at least you can kind of figure out, like last year on Power Tour, we took the Nomad, we lost brake lights or whatever. I was like, well, what the hell? I start going through it, but it was, you know, kind of start fault tracing of the test light and everything. And it was just a wire had actually pulled out. That's what happened in the end of the on the column. But you know, I wasn't worried about grounds and kind of crap like that, so life's easy. Okay, we'll let these cool down. We'll tape them up. I'll have it all kind of together. And I'll show you what we ended up with. And I think that's where we're going to leave it for tonight because I have a whole long list of stuff I need to get. And I might as well go get those tomorrow and finish off the video. And then we can, you know, maybe make it start with the key. That was my goal. So we'll see if that is an option. But yeah, see you in a bit. Okay, so that's what your line's going to look like. And then you could heat shrink this, let's be honest, but we're not doing that. Actually, you know what? I went and bought all that heat shrink for this exact reason.
Oh, we're not going to do that.
Remember when I bought the heat shrink at Princess Auto earlier?
Yeah.
So here we are with electrical tape, but yeah, kind of suits this hot rod. This thing's really kind of come around here. So I'm just going to kind of see what that's all about.
Oh, those valve covers look great.
Yeah, right? So we put both down there. Put that on, and now this thing is well grounded, just like me. Ha 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 ha. Where's that 7/16? I don't want to lose my mind. 9/16 is what I meant to say. Okay, so that's that. Seriously, is there a 9/16 wrench there?
Oh.
It's not on the Is there any wrench there?
Oh, that's 5/8. Well, let me turn this off and find it for you.
No, I got one over here. I just had it, so I thought you could help me out. Oh, we got a shorty. That'll be perfect. Hopefully this bolt isn't too long. Here we go. So, block to the little stud, which goes around back, which goes to the firewall. Firewall goes around, right to the battery. I gotta trim these bolts, or get some proper battery things, but I'll trim those down, so that'll be grounded. Now what I gotta do is at 12 volts, and then one of those wires over there is gonna be power to, how is this gonna be? Let's just talk this out for a second. Okay, well this is probably charging system. I don't see a voltage regulator anywhere. Oh, I've got a piece of metal on my thumb. This is probably being power to the block. Oh no, what is this? Oh, this has got a wiring harness for that alternator. That's perfect. Okay, so we'll put that in there. That'll be mint. And then maybe this is power to the main thing. We'll have to do a little tracing, but there's a piece of metal in my finger right now and I cannot concentrate on anything else. Hang on. Yowza. So we'll have to do a little trace in there with some power tomorrow and see what we end up with. But I don't see, obvious here, is the big purple wire that will crank. Oh, maybe this is it? It's not really purple, but what this system might do is this might go to the battery, and this might be our trigger, and this will be charge. It's all kind of the same. Some people run it off the alternator, some run it off the starter, some right to the battery. It doesn't really matter as long as you got some good connections. You should be fine. So we'll go over that tomorrow, and then this thing should be like a starter, a runner, not a driver, but a runner. Actually, we gotta take some pictures of this and put out we need a drive shaft guy in Calgary post in Alberta. Anyways, let's go get something to eat, take in a bunch of garbage, and back at it tomorrow. Okay, next day speed shop. So we went and got a bunch of stuff. Do you know what that cost? Because I tell you, it was a shocker when I was at the till.
$23.
More.
$43.
Less, but not by much.
$35.
It was $36.
For this?
For a can of Coroil, made in US of A. So, half my budget today was on Coroil. So we got some valve cover gaskets. I'm only going to change one because the other one's fine. I got throttle cable stuff. Oh, thermostat. Actually, I got to change that. And then kickdown cable, throttle cable, and some wire looming for the spark plugs. And then I got some, hopefully the right size bolts. Might be a little on the short side, but good enough. So we can put this thing together and we'll finish up some wiring. We'll run the throttle cable. We'll get the plug wires all kind of organized and kind of do that. So I think maybe I'll just kind of do that together. Maybe we'll come back when we're showing the throttle cable or some of the little more exciting stuff. And then we got to trace some wiring and see what is what and what goes where and all those things. So, and this is a bit of a snug fit here because I've the alternator. Oh yeah, we got to change the alternator too. Oh, this junk. This thing in the back here is. What do we got going on? It came out. That means it should go back in, right? What are we hitting? According to my calculations, nothing. Well, it's a new day. Dan was cranky yesterday. So Dan just kind of worked by himself. But we got everything kind of, I don't even know where I finished filming yesterday, but we got the plug wires sorted. I got the wires all kind of dialed. We got an alternator changed. Again, I don't know what I changed and didn't change. This thing I don't know how it's wired. Everything works. It's got some sort of a different wiring harness, I think, but it doesn't really have a whole lot of fuses that I've seen yet. And there's some sort of aftermarket Princess Auto fuse block there, which is not doing anything. So we got a few little odds and ends to deal with. And then I assume this is headlight stuff, maybe? I mean, based on what it is, but a factory Tri-5 has a connector. So there's a bunch of things there we got to take care of. Package showed up with braces, so we can get all the braces taken care of. Ultimately, I skipped through the wiring because it was boring. And I wouldn't say I did a great job, but it's, well done. We have to get some under the hood stuff taken care of, but it does run with the key. So at this point, it should run anyway. We got everything dialed together, carb return spring. I showed there. I got all the linkage.
You didn't show any of this.
None of this. So I got the, it's got throttle linkage, it's got kick down, that's all proper, return spring, everything's hooked up. The plug wires are universal ones, they're a little long, so I kind of just looped them around and did stuff, but everything seems okay there. And then I got this box, came last night, so this is like a universal shifter, floor shifter, so we'll see if that will do something. I don't know, it was cheap. We'll try that out, but I think for today, we'll finish off by doing the floor braces. We got a note from the lift guy. It's not going to be here for a week yet. Well, it's been shipped, but we're not going to have it for a little while yet, so it is what it is. Oh, in the truck, I went today after work, stopped by Lordco. Man, if you're in West, the Nordco, and you get a effing, unless you got to edit that, because people... The products they have there are something else out here. Sorry about that. I'm just excited. Oh, but then 3 guys are going to tell me it's a family show and I've ruined their day and their kids and all these things that they watch with now can't watch us. Yada, yada, yada.
Like, their kid is in for some rough learning if that's their biggest issue. Maybe let's open some bay doors.
What?
What?
So this thing's a ripper. It sounds pretty good.
That was like, you could have warned me.
What do you think I was doing? I was hooking the battery up and I was sitting in the car.
No, I thought maybe.
I don't think I have ever purchased a Tri-5 Chevrolet that came with a key that worked it.
Did you actually, sorry, just quick backtrack there. Did you talk about, or you probably haven't yet, but our neighbor came over because he could hear it without mufflers and said it was awesome.
Yeah, so we're in the good. We're in the clear.
And he said he wanted to go for a ride with it without mufflers on.
So, in the truck I have the exhaust stuff, we have the transmission stuff, we have a bunch of things to do. I don't have a yoke or anything. I got to measure up for a, what are we looking at?
I can't see the sunset.
That's quite nice, quite nice.
Pretty.
Yes. Anyways, we got to get a drive shaft cut and motor mount or a transmission mount, a few little odds and ends, but realistically, if that transmission is good, we should be set. I'm going to run, obviously, fender well header, so I'm going to run side pipe exhaust. So before we put that on there, we have to get the floor braces done. I also went out today and bought a new belt sander, which is pretty cool, a DeWalt cordless. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to let air out in here a little bit. We actually have to screw around and somehow put that thing down on the ground because I need the jack stands. This is where I'm running into. I don't have enough jack stands and stuff. But
why don't we just go buy some more jack stands?
Well, because we'll buy, realistically, Dan here, rich guy problems. We're going to have a 4-post lift for lifting. We're going to probably have one bay where you want the car on the ground anyways, and then one you can have on jack stands. So how many sets of jack stands do we need?
Hear me out, though.
I also want to buy another like body shop lift I have at home.
Hear me out though. I guarantee you, if we are running into this problem once, we're going to run into it again, even with all of those things.
Wildfire Lips is going to fix it. So anyways, let's get that all kind of scoot around. And, we'll just drop it on these dolly things and see what happens. Or we have spare tires out back. Problem solved. You want to go get those for me? Where's the set of gloves? That is a nice 57 Chevrolet. I like it very much.
What is this technique? Here, we'll do like professionals. I'll run beside you while you go as fast as you can.
With your Deadpool shoes?
Yeah.
Ooh, this one tire's got a blowout. Damn it. All right. You want to grab that one? Nailed it. Where's the floor jack?
Right there.
Got it. It's cold in here now.
Wait, do it again.
No. You don't have your safety shoes on. You want to grab the... Do either of those impacts have a 3/4 on them? Impact? Sometimes the look you give is pretty unflattering. There should be a 19 or a 3/4.
13, 16?
No, on the rolly cart. Should be something we need.
Do you want the default impact?
No, I want that one. You know, people ask, how do you guys work together? Well, I grow patience left and right. What is happening here?
Oh, where's the ones that I just bought you?
Those are 9/16ths.
Isn't that what you need?
Negative, I need 3/4. I need this. And I need these. Oh, there's one down here. And then, yeah, that impact, and we're good. Slap this bad boy together. Really should be down on the ground anyways, so we can get back to it. I've been a little lazy on the 57 Chevrolet content. I know it's like overrun with 55 stuff.
It'd be nice to see you do something a little more different, actually.
Actually, well, there's a truck I'm looking at right now.
I do like that truck.
So I might go look at that this weekend. Oh, maybe me and Merc can go look at it. Go take the tow truck. And then buy something else we don't need. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's get this taken care of. Oh, no. So we can drop down, get the jack stands. 55, get up on the air. One more welding in rusty floor pans on my back, burning my hair for old times.
Are you gonna talk?
If only there was some sort of a manual to tell you how this worked.
You mean that man?
Oh no, real men don't read instructions.
I don't think that's true.
Well, I'm not. And I'm probably going to go ahead and figure it right out. So, anyways, back to Love and Life here. So we've been in Alberta now for Is this good? I guess that's cool. We've been in Alberta for 6 weeks, 8 weeks?
Just over a month.
Well, a little over a month, yeah, more than that. By the time the video comes out, it'll be 2 months. Man, we've met, everyone's been so cool. Like, speed shop guys hook us up with a deal. We went to Lordco, they you know, just kind of recognize us, give us a bit of a discount and stuff. Like, what, 25 years of working on cars in Winnipeg, and I'm more appreciated out here. Anyway, so thank you, hillbillies out west. So now we have to do...
Well, and people saw you in the wild at Lordco.
Yeah.
We thought that was very strange.
Yeah, people are cool all the time. So we have to figure this out. We'll see what we got going. Oh, this is cold now.
Have you gotten a heated floors?
That was out of the budget. So I have to replace this brace right here, which is what this is. And I'm thinking we can probably use that grinding tool and just kind of grind the spot welds out. This can fall down, or you know what I probably could do is just cut this. Are we doing a selfie?
Yeah.
So I could probably just zip this across and use half the new piece and half the old piece and be done with that. And then the interrockers are a little soft, but not terrible. Back here we may have to weld a little piece in while we're at it, because the muffler is going to fit right here, and we're going to have a turnout right here, because that's just what I like. So, but that'll be inside, so we could probably fix that after, or pull the exhaust off. But I want to get these braces taken care of before we start working on exhaust. I like exhaust in this thing, and then we can work on transmission stuff. Yeah, we should be able to get a lot done. I should take some measurements for a drive shaft. People gave me a few recommendations out here, Pat's drive shaft or drive line or something, so we'll go in there and see what he's got. Because if we had a drive shaft, we could test this thing out. All we gotta do is brakes. I got a windshield ordered. We should be dialed, so.
I will say, lying on this floor is way nicer than laying on the old floor.
It's just not oiled up yet. Does everybody want to see how you look? Wow. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to actually start on the other side because it requires a little bit less like kind of ugly patchwork in the rockers and stuff. So I'll just do this side. We'll give a pretty good showing. And then I'll do the other side on my own or something like that maybe.
Yeah, I'll move them a little.
Late tonight. Okay, let's cut this hot rod apart. Ugh. This is gonna be ugly because it's gonna be full of sand. There we go. What? Okay. Where's the other grinder? Okay, we got that all kind of cut out. Now we'll see if we can get this piece off. How am I doing this? How does this move? Oh. Maybe? No. Yes? No. What? Oh. Oh, there we go. Nailed it. Oh, that's nice. This is the air-operated one for sure. Ooh. Can you pass me a flathead screwdriver?
Yeah.
There's not one under here. I was hoping.
Here you go.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Floor's a little softer than I would like, but we can fix that on the top side. I like how it just stops right away. It's like a brake on it. Okay. So that's all out. Just this brake. Sharpen up this edge. All right. Where's the brace? So, just kind of eyeball this puppy. So there. I'm gonna sit up to cut this. Honestly, now that I look at this, I probably could have just made this piece. Hindsight, eh? Ugh. That's pretty close. Trim this up a little, go get the welder. What you doing?
I'm pressing all over in the welder, and then I knocked over when I ran into something. Looking pretty good.
Yeah. It is what it is. Okay. Hopefully this should be good enough to kind of grab on. I might need a tack weld. Just kind of hold it. So I've got our piece cut, drilled, ground, kind of ready to go on. I mean, it's super simple. This is plug weld on. There is a hole in the rocker, which I actually don't hate. We're just going to leave that in there so we can kind of get in there and blow stuff out, because these Tri-5s, the rockers are like they rot out all the time. So I'll probably actually drill some holes in the bottom of this thing too, because we're going to drive this thing in the winter.
What?
What? Oh yeah, I should turn this on. Oh, don't blind myself. Driving a Tri-5 55 Chevrolet in the winter? Who would do such a thing? That's pretty close, eh? Ouch. Out. Okay, I think that's not bad. No rusty. Oof. Very rusty. Could have done 8 more seconds of grinding. Probably would have fixed this up. Oh, I smell burning hair. Is that you or me? Why is it always my hair that is on fire? No, I might just, this was just spot welded, but we'll give her a couple of zaps to the rocker. While we're here, the welder's out. Okay. Switch sides. Ooh. I didn't grind this side down hardly at all. Man, this welder just loves the rust. Whoop. Felt something hot. It's out. Can you pass me a hammer, smaller one, if possible?
Yes, I can.
These fine people will just wait. Thanks. Awkward. Okay. Ooh, that's a bit of a gap. Yep. Yeah, well, might just be for show. What the hell was that? Oh. Sounded like a jack stand falling. That probably would have been way more of a quick and dramatic feeling. Probably could let this cool down a little bit. It wouldn't be quite so temperamental from the heat. Ow. Okay. Give this a quick grind. I'm not gonna lie, I think on the other side I might just change the whole brake. It might be a little crooked. Done.
Yay! Here, let's show the people what it looks.
That looks alright.
Can you reach this?
There we have it cleaned up, a couple of plug welds, and then I actually seam welded both sides. Might be a little crooked, I'm not really too sure. It might like it's close to the front a little, but it's there. This is the seat brace, so that's where everything bolts to, so that's pretty good. Like I said, there's a little hole in there, which I said I might just even elongate that just so it can drain good. The rest of it is all pretty satisfactory. There's a little hole here, which again, what I'll probably do, turn that into this. This rust hole becomes a drain hole, because if that's where it was rusting, that's where it wants the junk to come out. Well, back here, we're running out of light, but same deal. I gotta cut this brace out, and I'll test fit this piece in, that piece, It should be good. The floor looks pretty solid all the way around it. Hole in the rocker, which is fine. We'll drill a couple of holes in the bottom. Get that taken care of. So I'll just kind of cut this out and get her fit in. Oh, yeah, we never showed the fuel line. Look at that. Looks mean. We gotta figure out some e-brake stuff. Actually, I have a set of shocks, and actually I gotta get some new U-bolts because those are a little on the short side. I want to get some proper ones. We actually got to cut off whatever these mounts are. It's got some like aftermarket-y shock mounts. We got to cut those off for the new shocks, but these look like factory shock absorbers. I got the back brace done. So that one is meant to. It's just a cap. They do sell a full one, but the back one actually joins all the way over and up. So Tri-5s, again, the rockers rot out and like the first 4 or 5 inches of the braces. So they sell just end caps. So I cut her down and used what I wanted. This tool here, this is very handy. It like has a brake on it, so it immediately stops. The other one's kind of, well, the air one I had kind of kept going. It was good. And then like it's adjustable. You can, I mean, I just did pay $250 for this, but not sponsored, but it's fucking sweet. Another F-bomb for you to edit out. I did that one on purpose.
Another what?
F-bomb.
I'm not good.
What? But the guy with his kid. He probably was like, earmuffs.
He obviously didn't care enough because he didn't write me back after I politely responded.
Did you give him a couple of F-bombs?
No.
So, whoops. I mean, it's, plug weld it in. I seam welded there. Went across the top. It's kind of ugly, but I can't hardly get in there. Actually, maybe more light. It's not too bad. We'll seam seal that and kind of carry on. This here, I opened up that rust hole into an oblong hole. Now we can hose that all out. You can see all the junk that's in here anyways, but that's that. Again, looking back, I probably should have just made these now that I'm looking at them. Well, the back two came with it. Here, you want to grab that? What are those pants, Danielle? Ugh. People think the shoes are crazy. It's them pants. So, it smells like burning hair, and my arms are all sore from the sparks. I actually think this might have been an ugly job even on the lift, unless you're on like a 2-post to get right under it, but whatever. Lying on my back's kind of fun. So now we have this side done. I'll show you what we're going to do for the exhaust on the other side. So I picked up my favorite mufflers. Maybe it blew off in the truck, but the layer of dust that was on these.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, I must have wiped it all off.
We need those so we can actually hear the motor run and not just blown out microphone.
Yeah, well, what are you gonna do? So I got a set of 3-inch exhaust on a 305. It's hilarious, but I love 3-inch exhaust. We just got a straight pipe, so we got that. 2 thrush mufflers, those are my favorite muffs. And some miscellaneous kind of hangers and stuff like that. I bought a jug of coolant, so we can just kind of fill it up, because actually I got to change the thermostat gasket or put one in. And then this piece here I bought from the speed shop. I forgot what the guy called it. It's not a J-bend. Maybe it's a J-bend. I'm sure wrap this pretty good. But it's just got a bunch of miscellaneous kind of curves in it that will chop up and do whatever. So we have to do some down pipes off those headers because they just dump off, and there's no collector or anything. So obviously this is useless as an actual piece, but it has some straights. It has some kind of little 45s. It has a U, so we can do some turnouts or if we got to from it. And then I bought these as well, which I believe are 3-inch. So that should bolt on the end or weld on the end of that. Perfect. And that's how we're gonna have to weld all that together. I have some flanges somewhere, so we gotta do a little kind of messing around. Mind you, I could just make my own header flange now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, anyway. So that's the plan there. But again, now the exhaust is just gonna go straight back and out the side. It'll be a little loud, a little obnoxious, but I like that. Actually, Holly had a sale on with full exhaust kits. I think we're 20% off or whatever, but I don't know. we'll do this for now because it was cheap and easy and whatever. But that's really it for now. This thing is kind of a running, driving hot rod. Nope, it's a running hot rod. So, yeah, I think electrically we're doing not too bad. There's a few little things I want to kind of tie up. We got to figure out headlights and everything, but I'm fighting out what we paint here. People are really thinking we should paint the hood and all that sort of stuff. You're not thinking that way?
No.
They can't see when you do this, only I get the privilege of seeing that, so.
Here, I'll do it over there.
Yeah. Yikes. But really, put the headlights in. We can start bolting on the bottom of the fenders, splash pan, all that can kind of go in. I think these side pieces were in. Those are actually pretty important on a Tri-5. I think I have somewhere. But they just bolt. I'll let them just kind of tack them on, weld them on. That way, when you're driving down the road, all the air is forced through the radiator. Again, the path of least resistance is where stuff's going to go. So you have a big opening right through the rad. That should be pretty good. We might put a bigger fan on if I can find one. Again, at home I got 3 or 4, well, in Winnipeg I should say, I got 3 or 4 hanging on the wall, but here I don't have that option. But yeah, it's kind of coming together for, again, very little dollars in this. I spent, we probably got $50 in the braces. I had to buy a water neck. Everything else I think I had. Plug wires I bought off Amazon for the other thing. Set of rad hoses. I think that's all I got money-wise in this thing. And then the motor and trans, so we're maybe $500 into this thing. Cut a drive shaft, which honestly, I got to do some measuring, but I think they're 59.5 or something, which is the same as a G-body. So if we could find a G-body out there, we could just slam one in there, but nah. For the amount of screwing around you can do, just go build a drive shaft for a few $100s. And then, yeah, I bought some steering stuff I want to change. A couple $100 in exhaust. And I'll probably try and find a set of used tires if I can, but I think this will be like, I got carpet kit for it too, but $5,000 maybe? Like a running, driving kind of car ready to go down the road that's like semi-reliable and actually kind of nice. So that's it for me. Well, actually it's not for me. I'm going to do the other side braces, but I'm going to save you guys that. So Danny gets to edit a video and play video games while I lie my back till midnight. Welding floor braces in this thing. And then tomorrow I can start fresh and put the exhaust on. So in a couple of days, 3 days, Murr's going to be here. My parents are stopping by for a visit on their way out west. So, yeah, I was hoping to actually get the hoist here. We could build it together, but that's going to come on Monday, and they're going to be here for the weekend. So such is life. But we can get the exhaust done, and then maybe do the brakes, and then put it back down on all the wheels. Get a drive shaft cut next week. Put a windshield in it to go for a drive. Once we get the welding done too, underneath, we start doing interior. So unfortunately, these floor braces, I was kind of putting them off, but if we get that done, we can do exhaust, we can do full interior with carpet, move the seat back, all that. You don't want to be welding underneath brand new carpet. I learned that lesson the hard way a few times. I guess I haven't learned the lesson, but it has burned me a few times. Burnt me and Danielle's carpet.
But then Danielle got an entirely new interior.
I made it up to you, but that's it. So thank you very much for watching. Leave me a comment below. Hopefully you guys are still liking this thing. I love this car. It's kind of a fun, just looks cool, eh? Just like a bone stock 55 Chevy that someone would have had. And that's like, I mean, it's got 305 in it instead of a, first generation small block, but really, it's just a regular car with disc brakes, and that's pretty cool. See you in the next one. Goodbye. You want to hear it rev up 8 more times and blow speakers out? My brain's still itchy from it.